Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about heating effect of electric current. We have already discussed about the electric current in our previous videos. Which one is actually a source of electrical energy? A cell or a battery is actually a source of electrical energy. Actually, the chemical reaction taking place in a cell generates a potential difference across the two terminals of the battery or the cell that sets the electrons in motion to flow that sets the electrons in motion through the circuit and which produces an electric current in that circuit actually. Okay, now to maintain the electric current in the circuit, the source of electrical energy, that is a cell or a battery, has to keep extending its energy. A part of this energy used up in maintaining the electric current in the circuit, which may be consumed into useful work such as rotating the blades of an electric fan, running an electric mixer, grinder, etc. However, the rest of the source energy is dissipated in the form of heat, which raises the temperature of the gadget, and you might have experienced in your daily life in your everyday life. For example, an electric mixer gets warm if used continuously for longer time. An electric fan becomes warm if used continuously for longer time. Your phone gets hot while playing games for a longer time. Right. So when the electric current passes through a conductor like a high resistance wire, the conductor becomes hot after some time and produces heat. That is, the conversion of electrical energy into heat energy is taking place here. Okay, if the electric circuit is purely resistive, that is no electric fan, no mixer. If the electric circuit is purely resistive, that is a configuration of resistors only connected to a battery, the source of energy continuously gets dissipated, entirely in the form of heat. That is actually known as heating effect of electric current. The heating effect of electric current is widely used in our day-to-day life. This effect can be utilized in devices such as electric heater, electric iron box, electric fuse, hair dryer, etc. We will discuss about how this heating effect of electric current is utilized in such electrical devices in the next video. Okay. Now, consider a current I flows through a resistor of resistance R. Let the potential difference across it be V, and let T be the time during which a charge Q flows across it. Okay, let T be the time during which a charge Q, okay, Q is the charge that flows across this. When we have discussed about potential difference in our previous videos, we defined the potential difference V between the 2 points in an electric circuit carrying some current as the work done to move a unit charge from one point to the other. That is, we defined V as W by Q. Okay, W is the work done and Q is the charge. So we define the potential difference between the 2 points in an electric circuit carrying some current as the work done to move a unit charge Q from one point to the other. That is, V is equal to W by Q. From this expression, we can write W is equal to V into Q now. That is, I have just taken this Q to this side, that goes to the numerator. So we get W is equal to V into Q. Alright, now that is the work done in moving the charge Q through a potential difference V is what? V into Q. This work done can be considered as the energy supplied by the source. That is, the source must supply an energy which is equal to V into Q in time T. Okay, now in general, actually what is power? Power, it is actually the rate of doing work, no? That is W by T. P is equal to W by T. It is the rate of doing work. Right, power is actually the rate of doing work. This is also the rate of consumption of energy. This is actually the energy gained per time or energy loss per time actually. So here, the rate of consumption of electrical energy or the power input to the circuit by the source can be written as P is equal to, what is W here? V into Q divided by T. Okay, so we are getting one expression like this, P is equal to VQ divided by T. Now, you see, I am taking this T to this side. So, this becomes P into T. Okay, P into T is equal to V into Q. Alright, now what is this V into Q? That is W. So, we can write P into T is equal to W. Alright, now you see in the same expression P is equal to VQ divided by T. What is this Q by T? That is I, no? I is equal to Q by T. So we can write this expression as V into I. Alright, this can be written as V into I. Alright, so you see VQ by T is equal to V into I. So VQ is equal to V into I into T. Okay, VQ, P is equal to VQ by T, which is equal to V into I. So we can write P equal to VQ by T. We can write P is equal to VI. We can write VQ by T is equal to V into I. Okay, because all the three are equal as per this equation. So in this, I am taking this equality. VQ by T is equal to V into I. Then I have taken this T to this side, that goes to the numerator. So we are getting one expression, VQ is equal to VIT. What is this VQ? VQ is actually W. So we are getting W is equal to VIT. That is, the energy supplied to the circuit by the source is P into T or it is VIT. So the energy supplied by the source to the circuit in time T can be written as W is equal to VIT. That is, this much energy, VIT, this much energy is expended by the source. Now, what happens to this energy VIT, that is the energy VIT which is expended by the source? This energy gets dissipated in the resistor as heat energy in the form of heat. Okay, we are talking about the purely resistive circuit. So the energy expended by the source VIT, that will get dissipated in the form of heat energy. Okay, so this energy expended by the source gets dissipated in the resistor as heat energy. So if you are taking the heat dissipated as H, okay, I am taking the heat dissipated as H, or the energy dissipated in the form of heat, that I am taking it as H. So that will be equal to what? VIT, because we are talking about a purely resistive circuit. So the all energy expended by the source, that will be dissipated in the form of heat. So heat is a form of energy. We can write H is equal to VIT. Okay, that is, for a steady current I, the amount of heat H produced in time T is what? H is equal to V into I into T. Now, from Ohm's law, we have V is equal to I into R. Okay, so this expression H is equal to V into I into T becomes what? I am substituting this V is equal to I into R to this expression. So this expression becomes H is equal to V is I into R, then I into T. So we can write H is equal to I into I square, then R into T. Okay, so we are getting H is equal to I squared RT, and this is actually known as Joule's law of heating. Okay, that is, according to Joule's law of heating, the heat produced H in a resistor is directly proportional to the square of current, square of the electric current I. That is why I square here, square of the electric current for a given resistance R, and it is directly proportional to the resistance R for a given current I, and it is directly proportional to the time T for which the current flows through the resistor. Okay, now you consider just consider an electric iron of resistance 20 ohm, or electric iron box, or whatever it is. Okay, you just consider it an electric iron box. Okay, it is of resistance 20 ohm. So I am taking R is equal to 20 ohm. Okay, this takes a current of 5 ampere. Let it takes a current of 5 ampere. So I is equal to 5 amperes. Okay, what will be the heat developed in 30 seconds? We want to know about the heat developed, that is H, in 30 seconds. So T is equal to 30 seconds. We just want to consider an electric iron box, an electric iron. It is of resistance 20 ohm. So R is equal to 20 ohm. That takes a current of 5 ampere. So I is equal to 5 ampere. Then we want to know about the heat developed, that is H, in 30 seconds. That is T equal to 30 seconds. So how can we find out that heat developed in 30 seconds? What is that equation? H is equal to I squared RT. Okay, so we can write H is equal to I squared RT. What is I? 5 amperes. So I square, 5 square is 25 into R is 20 ohm. So 20 into T is 30 seconds. Okay, so while you are doing this calculation, you will get 25 into 2, 500, then 5000, then 1, okay, 5000 into 3, 15,000, no, 5,000, 5, okay, I'm sorry, 25 into 2, 50, I'm sorry, 25 into 2, 50, 50 into 10, 500, 500 into this 10, that becomes 5000. 5000 into 3 becomes 1500, no? I mean, sorry, 15,000. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, 15,000. So this becomes 15,000. Okay, 25 into 2, 50. 50 into 10, 500. 500 into 10, 5,000. 5,000 into 3, 15,000. Okay, so 15,000 joule. So H is equal to 15,000 joule. So heat is actually, here we have written the unit as joule. Okay, heat is actually, because we have calculated the heat developed in 30 seconds. H, okay, heat developed in 30 seconds. What is that heat? Heat is actually a form of energy. Okay, heat is a form of energy. Energy, SI unit of energy is joule. Okay, that is why we have written the joule of that heat developed, we have written the unit of that heat developed in 30 seconds as joule. Okay, because here we have calculated that heat developed. Heat is a form of energy. SI unit of energy is joule. So we have written H is equal to this much joule. So in this video, we have discussed about the heating effect of electric current and Joule's law of heating. We will discuss, I hope you understood this, okay. We will discuss about how this heating effect of electric current is utilized in such electrical devices, electric heater, iron box, fuse, hair dryer, etc. that we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.